All right, so we're going to talk about sets and reps. So, sets and repetitions. I know that there are a lot of people who are performing exercises with 3 sets of 12, and, or for example, 3 sets of 5. And it's really not really in alignment with your goals or their goals. So, what we need to do is talk about the purpose of a rep scheme, repetitions. How many reps should I do to really be in alignment with what my goal is? All right, so there's really 3 different rep ranges and they do 3 different things. So number 1 is strength. So strength is typically between the rep ranges of 1 and 3. So what does strength look like? It means you're putting a lot of weight on the bar and you can barely move it. And your goal is to continually put more weight on the bar, which gives you strength. So what is strength good for? Just look at it from a perspective of a power lifter. They lift for 1 reps and they put a ton of weight on the bar and they can move 1 rep really efficiently. So is that good for general fitness? I'm going to suggest no. I think that feeling stronger and feeling like a badass is cool, and I think there's a place for that. But as far as strength in general, just being able to lift really heavy one time, aside from lifting a heavy object or being in a competition, I think that strength isn't a thing where you continually work for. So number 2, it's power. So power typically falls in between, I'm going to say like 2 and 5, 3 and 5 rep ranges. But the biggest thing with power is that it includes velocity. So how fast you move that weight or move that bar. So my common term, or what people will say, is power equals performance. So if you're looking to be more of an athlete, the idea is that you can move a weight or something really quickly and move it fast, right? That's going to increase the velocity and therefore increasing your power. So the main thing though is that when you do have power, is that you have enough weight on the bar or enough of a load to create that velocity. So the sweet spot is basically strength and power if you're being an athlete, or even for general fitness too. It's great to be strong, feel like a badass, and move weight with velocity and still do things that you like to do, like softball or something like that. So power equals performance, right? And then the third thing is hypertrophy, which is basically like muscle building. And you can do that typically in the rep range of 8+ reps. So I'm going to say even between 8 and 20 is a sweet spot for hypertrophy. So muscle building. So like breaking down muscle tissue, fatiguing muscle, getting sore, putting tension on your muscles, is you're going to need more reps. And that's great for a lot of general fitness purposes. A lot of people want to look better naked, so they want to have more muscle tone, look more ripped. An extreme example is bodybuilding. Most of those guys live in the rep ranges of 8 to 20 or so, because they're trying to get more volume and push that into the muscle and rebuild those muscles so that way they look better, get more tone, all of those things. So the rep scheme is pretty crucial in what your goals are. So what are your goals? If it's general fitness, I think a combo of strength, power and hypertrophy is big, focused on a hypertrophy, because ultimately your goal is to look better and to feel better. Also less likely to get injured. If you're an athlete, maybe your focus is more on power, right? Power equals performance. And if we're talking about in season versus off season, I'm a huge fan of doing a little bit less of strength just because of the risk involved, and a little bit more power focused because a little bit lighter load, it's velocity focused or speed focused, and that way you're going to perform better, which is the whole idea of athletics, right? The rep ranges are really crucial in having more of a dialed in plan for your specific goal. So what is your goal? What rep range do I need to be in? Figure out a program that's going to coincide with that to get the best possible outcome.